Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It's Friday. Yay, Friday. December 6th, 2019. Do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. Some heavy energies today, guys. Just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm floating. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Alright, so, yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I still feel some stuck energies here. More so with Divine Masculine, but I am feeling this from Divine Feminine, too. I feel like some Divine Feminines are still not quite sure if they want to take their leap. And, I mean, it's understandable, especially if maybe you're not really quite sure where you're going, or maybe you're afraid that you're going to get yourself into another situation that you can't get yourself out of, you know, that sort of thing. But really need to release that. There's still a need to control here. Not so much with Divine Feminine right now. Divine Feminine is just more of like she's trying to figure stuff out, whereas Divine Masculine just feels like he needs to hold on. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yesterday when I had that epiphany, it was crazy. Because this seems to be really across the collective right now. And like I said, it's not just Twin Flames. I'm talking just in general. Masculine energies are freaking out. Like, trying to hold on to control, where the universe is trying to get them to release it. So what's happening is the energies are kind of in juxtaposition right now. Whereas the male energies, the masculine energies, are clinging on to things. They're clinging, because they don't want to release control. They're absolutely terrified of losing control. And the universe is trying to push them to release control by taking away the things, you know, that no longer serve them, like by way of tower or, you know, whatever, you know. And then the feminine energies, on the other hand, and this includes karmics too, okay? So feminine energies, just in general, are done. They're ready to walk away. They're releasing control. They've had enough. You know, they just don't want to deal with it. So control issues definitely coming in, specifically with Divine Masculine right now. They're trying to control the connection. And they're trying to control the ending of cycles, all that sort of stuff. And it's wreaking havoc with their minds, because they can't seem to keep anything straight. So very much in their heads today. I do feel, again, Divine Feminine also in her head, but about, you know, something different. Just still working on her decision. She's made her decision. She's just trying to figure out the logistics right now. And that's fine. You know, you gotta, obviously, you know, it is a 3D world, so, you know, if your money's funny and whatnot, but you manifest that, right? You manifest that so that you can move. So Divine Feminine, try not to overthink things, okay? Just take it one step at a time, go with the flow, right? Divine Masculine, on the other hand, is really, really in his head right now. Very much in his head. Still a lot of dark night of the soul right now, like breaking down of the ego big time. Like, Divine Masculine is still in ego. And yeah, higher self and the ego right now are just going at it. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, the ego is losing. And that's why there's this absolute panic with Divine Masculine right now. Because basically it's just like, he has no control over anything. He doesn't know what to do, and it's freaking him out. So I do feel a lot of conflict. Possibly in karmic situations, you may be in conflict with your Divine Masculine, but I don't necessarily feel this is the case for everybody, obviously. But a lot of inner conflict right now. Divine Masculine is very triggered. It's not funny, I'm sorry. Divine Masculine is very triggered. Divine Feminine is very triggered, but in different ways. But the triggering is going back and forth, guys. So just keep that in mind. I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines do have their shield up, again, because they're trying to protect that ego. They're absolutely terrified of that ego going away. It's like they're holding on to this little tiny shred of the ego, like, no, don't go. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. Right? But also, you know, dark night of the soul, what does that equal? Usually sexual energy. So sexual energy very, very high right now. But a lot of triggers going back and forth, okay? 5D aspect of the connection, very, very strong. Like, I'm talking, you're probably having full-on, like, visions. You're probably actually literally getting flashes, seeing your twin do certain things. I know this happens to me a lot, and, like, it can be really unnerving, because you're not really quite sure, you know, especially if you're not in communication, you can't really confirm that with them. But I do also feel like dreams are really amped up right now too. You're probably getting a lot of information by way of dreams, not just from your twin, but from source. So you're probably getting a lot of messages that way, a lot of downloads, right? Which is also bringing triggers, okay? So again, the triggers are going back and forth, because you're mirroring all the time. There's a lot of purging going on right now. I still feel Divine Feminine still in a purging energy, okay? Even though she's moving forward, she's trying to stabilize herself, you know, there's still that, you know, every now and then you get, like, a mini purge, right? It's just like stuff just kind of comes up that triggers you, and you're like, oh my god. And usually it's some sort of epiphany, maybe some information you received, whatever. Makes you feel like you need to do that. And Divine Masculine is just trying to hold it together at this point. Divine Masculine is, I'm not gonna lie, his ego is fighting a losing battle right now. Okay? And I do feel they're getting, Divine Masculine especially is getting a lot of messages from Source right now. And again, they're in their heads, they're just freaking out, they don't know what to do. I do feel some communication coming in for some twins though. Relatively soon, but, you know, soon, with divine timing, you know, soon can really be anything, from, like, I don't know, a week to 2 years, who knows, because timing doesn't really exist, right? But I do feel some communication coming in. Some of you may communicate first, alright? Some of them are waiting for you to communicate, that's true. There are no rules. I mean, people are like, oh, you shouldn't reach out to your Divine Masculine. I'm like, why? I mean, he doesn't have to respond. You know, you release the expectation, and that way you can't be disappointed. But I don't see why you can't. If you feel like it's in your highest good to reach out to your Divine Counterpart, who's to tell you you can't? Trust your own inner guidance, right? Same goes with 5D communication. I know I've said this before. Like, there are a lot of readers out there that advocate for cutting off 5D communication. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Especially if you have a strong psychic connection, if it's healing for you and your twin to have that connection, especially in the astral, in the dream state, whatever. Like, that's, you know, that may be healing for you and your counterpart. Why would you cut that off, right? So, you know, always trust your inner guidance when it comes to this sort of thing, all right? Just make sure that you're truly, like, in your intuition and not in your ego. Like, because I think it was last month that I took someone's advice, and I take full responsibility for it, you know, to cut off 5D communication, and I did it, and I was in ego when I did it, okay, and I realized that a couple days later. I'm like, yeah, this is not right, there's something not right with this, and it was like, as soon as I cut off, like, as soon as I stopped that, it was like wave after wave after wave, just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, okay, I need to rethink this, and I did. So, so yeah, always consult your higher guidance, guys. Oh, I'm still sick. Oh. Alright, and I'm supposed to sing today. We've got some talent show thing at work. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Alright, Divine Masculine. Again, journey. This, to me, almost signifies it's like the universe is trying to, once again, call attention to this for Divine I do also get the sense some Divine Masculines are physically moving. okay? But I'm getting movement, just in general, okay? So the journey itself is progressing, okay? This huge battle with the ego that's happening right now is serving a purpose. It's to what? It's to end a cycle, a 10, right? It's to move the connection, it's to move the journey forward, okay? And again, some of them may be physically moving, okay? And if that happens, is what it is, right? Some of them do feel very taken advantage of in their situations. The karmic situations, you know, a job, it could be anything, okay? A karmic situation does not have to be a person, all right? So take it as it resonates. A lot of divine masculines feel like they've been treated very unfairly, but to be fair, you know, they're not always, they're not all perfect people either. You know, let's be honest, okay? There's a victim mentality a lot of times with divine masculines, and this happens to divine feminines too, okay? I mean, you take a look at your situation, how you've contributed to it, and you take full responsibility for that. That's the point. You know, you take responsibility for it, you purge it, you release it, and you end the cycle, right? As long as you recognize the cycle, you can end it, okay? So nobody's perfect in this, okay? So I don't like this whole, well, the karmic's evil, the karmic mistreats my masculine, blah, 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 but that's not necessarily true, okay? Your masculine could be manipulative, could be toxic within himself, could have a lot of issues that are contributing to the situation, okay? They could be, I mean, they could be stepping out. You know, you never know really what's going on, all right? So try not to judge the karmic, because honestly, we're all karmics to someone, okay? So don't judge the karmic. Don't do that, all right? But these cycles definitely are ending, okay? And Divine Masculine wants it to end. They do. They want it to end. They want the toxicity of the cycle to end. They want peace. They want inner peace. They want happiness. They don't want to have to sacrifice their happiness for whatever it is they're sacrificing it for, whether that's money, family, religion, whatever it is. They feel like they're having to sacrifice their own happiness for other people's expectations. Like we've talked about this before, and they don't want it anymore. They're ending these cycles. They're trying to. Now, some of them are ending cycles within themselves. There are cycles within themselves that are toxic. Okay, that could be addiction. Maybe they're players, whatever. They're trying to end that. They don't want to be that way anymore. They don't. They see that it's toxic, and it's a cycle that has been continuing over and over and over again. Now, some of them may not know why it's continuing over and over and over again, but let's be honest, most of it has to do with inner child issues, okay? Now, some of this also has to do with children, like actual children. Some of them do have children, okay? Some of you have children, Divine Feminine. So keep that in mind. I mean, you have to consider, you know, how complicated things can be when you have children. You know, you have to consider all of that, okay? So try to have compassion with that. Try to have understanding with that. But yeah, I mean, they're kind of looking at what's going on right now. It's like they're wanting it. They're wanting to get out. They just feel like they can't. They feel like it's out of reach. They feel like, you know, it's something that they can think about and they can dream about, but it's not going to happen, right? So there's this huge back and forth going on with Divine Masculine right now. Again, this also could be signifying, again, your Divine Masculine may physically be moving. Okay, now they may be moving away from a karmic situation. They may be moving away from Divine Feminine. They could be moving for a job. You know, who knows? Again, take it as it resonates. But this does signify to me movement. Okay, but this is on Divine Masculine's mind. Okay, he can't go away. He can't make it go away. It won't go away, no matter what he does. Okay, and he knows that. Let's be honest. Divine Masculine knows that. And that's part of the ego battle here, is he's trying to balance out, you know, responsibility with want and, you know, his own happiness with anybody else's happiness and whatnot. So it's a constant battle, guys. So just try to have patience, okay? I posted a video on my community tab. It's Michael. Can't remember his last name, but he's a Divine Masculine, and basically talks about you know, this journey from a Divine Masculine's point of view. It's really, really interesting, and a lot of what he says, even though it's from 2 years ago, resonates for exactly what's going on between the feminine and the masculine energies right now, where the masculine is battling his ego and having a really hard time letting go of cycles. Okay, it just is what it is. All right, so Divine Feminine, yep, in hermit mode. Yay, hermit mode. You know, still trying to figure out her stuff. So that's where Divine Feminine is right now, kind of in her head, trying to figure out what she needs to do, you know, dealing with her purging, dealing with the emotions that are coming from Divine Masculine, and trying to balance all of that out, right? Just kind of in decision mode here. You know, the decision's right in front of her. The decision is right there. You know? Most Divine Feminines have made their decision. They're just trying to figure out the logistics. But there are some Divine Feminines who are not yet ready to make that decision, but it's right there. It's right there in front of your face. Right? So Divine Feminine, while I don't necessarily feel heartache, or this is representing heartache to me, this really should be upside down, because Divine Feminine has kind of gotten over this. She's just gotten over this. Like, you know what? No more. I'm not doing this to myself anymore. Alright? I'm just not. You know, I'm taking my leap. I'm moving forward. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be stuck. You know, here's the karmic trying to cling on. Sorry, it's not funny. Here's the karmic trying to cling on, right? And Divine Feminine's like, nope, I'm out. Bye. You know? I'm feeling like she's really coming into her own and embracing her gifts and manifesting her abundance. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, it's time. I need to go. And of course, you know, with that comes that inner strength thing, you know, where she's like, oh yeah, I can stand on my own 2 feet. I'm good. You know, trusting my intuition, doing my thing. Of course, we got Leo here. Of course, why not? So like, you know, Divine Feminine's really trying to stand in her power here. And you know, you fall back every now and then. You have doubt every now and then. It happens, okay? As long as you recognize it for what it is and you can overcome it, it's going to be fine, which most Divine Feminines are kind of in that state right now, where they know, you know, that, you know, doubt is a part of this journey and you have to overcome it in order to move forward, in order for success to be made, right? But Divine Feminine's been working on this for a while. She's been putting in the work. She's been doing her inner work. She's been releasing expectations. She's been releasing her fears, her doubts, and just saying, you know what, I'm good. Screw all of this. I'm moving forward anyway. Right? Because it's for my highest good, and that's what the universe is telling me to do, so I'm going to do it. Right? I'm going to do it. Alright? So, Divine Feminine, you know, really trying to balance out her emotions right now. Like, the emotional intelligence aspect with Divine Feminine, it's really coming into balance right now. Like, a lot of Divine Feminines are just at that point where they're like, no, I'm good. I got this. I'm self-sufficient. I'm fine. Alright, let's get some messages from the counterparts. Well, yeah. Towers are real right now. And Divine Feminine's still getting towers, don't get me wrong, okay? Divine Feminine is not fully cooked. Okay. Alright. Messages and advice. I'm source. I have small hands, y'all. Like, some of these cards, I'm just like, I don't know. And I don't like shuffling them this way, because then it's cumbersome. But alright. I'll do it that way. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Stand in your truth. Defend the truth. A lot of twins are really trying to defend the connection right now. Divine Masculine, too, even though he may not realize he's doing it. Alright, so stay in your truth, guys. Defend your truth. Don't let anybody come in and tell you you know, you don't know who you are, because you do. Okay, embrace your artistic gifts. Like, some of you, again, have not quite stepped into mission yet, and I feel like Divine's really trying to show you that. And a lot of twins, you know, coming into their awakenings, you know, they're coming out of the mundane, they're coming out of this humdrum, toxic cycle that just keeps repeating over and over and over again. And once they woke up, you know, they see the world in a completely different way. You know, and it's amazing once you get to that point and you just kind of look at everything and you go, alright, I get it. It actually brings inner peace within itself, I'm telling you. Yeah, follow your own drum, guys. Like, follow your intuition. Follow your inner guidance. Okay? Sure, you can take advice, you know. Like I always say, I'm just a messenger. I mean, you don't have to do what I say. And actually, I prefer that you wouldn't do exactly as I say, but rather consult your inner guidance and see if it actually is in alignment with what I'm saying. And if it is, then move forward, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, follow your own inner guidance. There are a lot of readers out there that I do feel have good intentions, but sometimes it's almost like they're trying to pull people into the same direction that they're in, and not everybody is on the same page. You know, there are a lot of similarities in these connections across the collective, absolutely, but the situations are not exactly the same. And your inner guidance is not going to be the same as someone else's inner guidance, because what's good for what's good for you is not necessarily good for someone else, right? So just be very careful, guys, okay? And make sure you're consulting your inner guidance before you take someone else's advice, okay? Listening for truth, boom. I mean, that's basically what I just said. Listen for truth. Perfect, right? And yeah, I mean, we're talking many, many lives here, guys. Like, a lot of us have some serious past life stuff that we need to clear out. Okay? And like I've said before, most of my past lives, especially with my twin, have ended horribly. Like suicide. Like, you know, betrayal and just messed up stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be cleared there. So, you know, most of you probably have that as well, right? Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.